bounded by Sample Street, High Street, and the railroad tracks.
I'd like to move that Bill 3013 go to, Bill 3013 will be, go to, Public Works and Private Vacation on July 8th for second and third reading.
All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Now, before we have that, on number 11 and 12, can our attorney just briefly share what unfinished and new business should be, just from her?
Unfinished business should be items that were unfinished from the last council meeting or any committee meeting chairs that have something relevant to city business.
Okay.
And with regard to new business, that would be again an upcoming, perhaps standing committee meetings or something else. That is a public contact.
All right. Thank you. With that in mind, does anybody from the council, starting from my left to my right, have any unfinished business? Anybody from new business, starting from my right to my left, have any new business? Okay. Councilman Day.
Really quick, I'm sure all of you have been paying attention to the news. My situation with the South End Police Department came to somewhat closure when myself and my father was exonerated for whatever reason. However, the problem still exists on why were we stopped, why we were handcuffed, why we were stopped at gunpoint. Within the next 48 hours, we will be filing a claim or unnecessary claim when they ask for investigation by Internal Affairs, hopefully by the Board of Public Safety. About that matter, there were a number of civil rights laws stepped on, policy procedures were stepped on, and at least this continues to go on. As I stated before in the newspaper, forgive me, newspaper, this situation obviously is a lot larger than Henry Davis Jr., although it did happen to me and my father. One thing I want us to recognize is that when I asked the Court of Order Department of Justice investigation, I wasn't doing it to grandstand. I was doing it to show that there was an issue here in the city of South End. I was doing it because I cared about the city and the people that I do represent. I did it because there was just so much unrest in the city at that current time. Well, fast forward to current date, we inject more steroids into that unrest by arresting someone who was trying to speak for the people who feel like they're being sidelined or being harassed or abused. So one thing that I'm going to encourage is that we can have a very progressive conversation about how we bear ourselves in these policies and these practices, or just this culture that many feel or is deemed to be inhumane. I don't know if it's a racial issue. I don't care if it's a racial issue. What I do care about is that we do good practice here in this city, and everyone is treated like a human being, regardless of what they look like, their skin tone, etc. So, just as a warning, those things will be coming out, and I will be looking for a positive result out of that particular situation, because no one should feel like, or should be in a position where they feel like our public safety officers are their enemies, not their friends. And this is what continues to happen, continues to pop up, and obviously it happened to me. So, and if there's any more questions that need to be asked, I'm free to answer those questions. If you want to look at the video, got that too. But I'm sure you've probably seen it on the TV, and also read it in the newspaper. But I'm going to tell you what, it didn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. And my council colleagues, while we're doing budgeting, I think that you probably need to participate and look at what's actually happening here in the city. It just wasn't some hoax, some demonstration of ignorance. It's something that happens to somebody in real life that sits here with you, that looks over the legislation and city trust in the city. So with that, I digress, and good night.
I would just like to share that you will be receiving from me some more updates regarding the vote centers. I've been attending the vote center meetings, and had a chance to send off to you. They've been looking at different sites within the city of South County since our last meetings. And so I'll be looking more, because that's something that all of us are very much interested in for ourselves, for our constituencies, as they consider the possibility of 214. If they can't get 214, they have to get 215, so be right on us. So we look at all those kind of things. At this time, that's all that I have regarding new business, and nobody else brings that. We will now move to the privilege of the floor. Privilege of the floor, each person has 3 minutes. Your name, your address, and then we'll go ahead with the privilege of the floor. I ask Councilman Tim Scott to monitor the time for us.
And I'll give you a 30-second warning.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Good evening. My name is Cecilia Sman with a desk and a stapler on the 12th floor of this building. As somebody cynically noted once, politics is the entertainment wing of the military-industrial complex. And as you guys are good theater, I would encourage you to pay close attention to your microphones, especially if I might ask Dr. Varner. You're very hard to hear. That's all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
PO Box 10205, South Bend, Indiana. I come before you tonight, I'm bringing up an issue that was brought to the city administration about 3 years ago, back in 2010. And I had asked some questions and tried to get with the mayor to find out who this company was that appeared here that was out putting these patches in our roads. I may have even spoke to the council about it at one point. Tonight I'm going to go ahead and give you a privilege of the floor because we're 3 years down the road. I see these same crews out patching the roads to nowhere. I talked to homeowners, I recorded homeowners. They've got patches in front of their house and they don't understand why this company's out there putting these, I don't know, they're about 5x7 patches in the road. You can watch them do this work and it looks beautiful. And you go back 3 to 4 months later and take a look at this patch. And it's so thin that it's transparent. You can see literally through it down to the existing pavement that was there. And there's no potholes. There's nothing wrong with the pavement underneath except maybe a crack. And the crack starts way before their patch and continues way beyond their patch. So they're just putting this beautiful little black 5x7 square out there and coloring the pavement. I did a little research on this company and I looked at the co-owners of this company and found out that one of them is Sam Hensley's stepson and one of them is Sam Hensley's son-in-law. And I just find it awful strange that this company is getting millions and millions of our tax dollars over the past several years to put these patches to nowhere. So I brought you a flash drive. I couldn't find a disc tonight. So you feel free to share this. There's several photos and videos of these patches when they were done. There's some video of the folks out there putting these patches in. And then there's video and photos 3 to 6 months later. I also brought a copy of a page from the minutes of the Public Works Board meeting where they were just awarded another contract recently. It doesn't have the amount, I'm not sure the amount, but I'm sure you can check the project number to find out what that is. But the amount over the 3 years that I've been stressing about this is multi-millions of dollars to this one company. And I think it needs to be investigated and find out what exactly they're patching and who's authorizing these patches to go in all over our city.
Thank you. Mr. Warden.
Reverend Greg Brown, 1238 Diamond. I stand before the board. I put in the privilege of the floor concerning the mopeds. I see that we jumped over that tonight. Still having a moped problem. Mr. Scott, you out there, you see it. It's getting very bad out there. I was in Martin's supermarket parking lot and watched the lady get hit today by a moped. Why does it take so long to get something so needed, so long to happen? Does it mean I have to see this officer put a sheet over another kid before it's hurt? When it comes to due process, you try to communicate. As you see all the stuff going on with the chief, there's a lot going on. But our due processes, you guys passed all these legislations, vote all this in, but it's not being enforced. Tax rebatements, we give them to them, AJ Wright's gone. bots leaves, all these companies leave, and we're passing these legislation, and I'm just asking you guys, you did a fine job. Communication level with you guys is high, but it's not being enforced. So before you hit your hammer about giving these different budgets and giving them the money, I was at the public safety meeting and I heard the officer for Chief Teachman ask for $91,000 for 3 sets of cameras to go into a police car. So they can ride up and down the parking lots or in areas to see if a car is stolen. We can't even catch a guy on a moped. So what we're gonna do, put these cameras in cars, how is that gonna help us? And then when they see a car that's stolen, we got a high-speed chase, and it endangers the community. What's endangering us is you stand out there at Measle Grove Park and see 2 kids with 2 bodies on the moped speeding through there while Holy Cross is having baseball practice. Help me out, City Council Board. Work with me. And I'm just asking that, you know, when it comes back, well, we're waiting on Teachman. If Chief Teachman is not going to sign off on this, and he don't roll with the city of South Bend, he just visited anyway. We live here. Consider that. If he don't roll with the council board, then roll over. Thank you.
Samuel Brown, 415 DeSalle Street, representing Citizens United for Better Government. I'm tired of getting bashed, so I'm going to start bashing back. Internal Affairs Director, or whatever he is, went out to King Center, did some investigation, wanted to know did we have tapes and pictures of teachers. I don't know what he's talking about, but anyway, they said that his report was that Sam Brown and Greg Brown is always starting some shit. I don't know what he meant by that. Then, I get to a thing here, and it said that Greg Brown, Sam Brown, Jesse is because of South Bend going down. Okay, I don't know where to get this information. So we are driving the people out of South Bend because of our comments and coming out and speaking. But I'm going to say this, Hall of Fame, never been in, never been in. Eddie Robinson came, most famous black coach in the world. I cried because I couldn't go to the Hall of Fame because it was wrong the way they did it. Michigan, when he rerouted it, and the way he did it, it was wrong. It became a ghost town downtown. Of course, Greg and Sam probably was part of that. But all I'm saying is, I come up here every week and I listen to a lot of stuff that's going on and people talking about. But I want to say this. I'm not going to comment on this because this was done by a guy that rides a horse in the middle of the night with a hood over his head. My name is Samuel Brown and I signed all documents. I put it in right, I sent Freddie one. And I care about Dr. Freddie, been knowing him over 40 years. True. But I put my name on that document and I didn't just slide at somebody. I put Samuel L. Brown on that document. He wasn't happy about it, but that's the way it came to me and I signed it. And the police department, I said it in front of Keithman and everybody. We're not going to be bullied. We're not going to be antagonized. And when those cars come running up behind me, I'm going to do what the officer asks. Pull my butt over, license registration. I'm not going to be beat.
30 seconds, sir.
I'm not going to be beat. Real fast, but you're there. I'm not going to be attacked. I'm not going to be beat. And I'm not scared.
True.
You know, so we need to just do like I do. Sometimes I fall asleep. Just listen to my little sad speech, that's what we gotta do. But nothing is happening to me. I ain't worried about that. I respect the police.
Time is up, sir.
Okay, thank you for listening to me.
Oliver Jackson, I reside at 317 East Indiana, on the southeast side. I am the founder of the anti-bullying tour, which I teamed up with MTV. It's amazing that I travel around the country and I go to all these other cities and I go in these schools and I talk to different city council, county council council boards, we do a lot of press. And when I come back home and I address the issue with the police department, Mr. Davis, I do know what you went through. I came back from New York 2 years ago when I was working for Sirius XM Radio, and I got pulled over. I had a local talented kid from South Bend, and I got handcuffed, slammed on the ground. The kid got taken to jail, but unfortunately, they kind of realized who they was dealing with me. I'm media savvy. I'm all over the news, so try me if you want. But we got a serious problem, folks. The anti-bully is not just a school issue during the school year. It gets worse during the summer. I understand you are finally starting to enforce the curfew that's been passed. I've been living in South Bend 17 years, something like that, a long time ago. But seriously, folks, everything starts within. We got bad administrators on the police department. If we're hiring bad officers. Okay, since I've been back here for the last 2 weeks, I got 2 tickets. $10 parking tickets because I'm being profiled. I told that officer, you keep trying me if you want to, I will have you in court. But unfortunately, some of you will probably be in court too. I don't want to go that route. But we got a problem, folks. It's not the kids that bullying the kids, the police department, the city administrators, the mayor, everybody. If nobody wants to look from within, it's going to get addressed. But it shouldn't take somebody getting hurt, somebody getting harassed. So seriously, all I ask you to do is look from within. I'm involved with the anti-bullying law that just got passed downstate. Now we're facing another problem. How do we enforce it? What does the city have? What are you guys doing? Not just for the kids, but within these departments.
30 seconds.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none, the meeting is adjourned.
My God, this is so